We're Byron and Jill, two hands-on people with big dreams. In 2024, we jumped headfirst into our off-grid dream and purchased a 100-acre block at Mount Binga. After relocating here in 2025, our big goal right now is transforming this incredible century-old Ashgrovian Queenslander into our forever home. This isn't just a renovation, it's a complete transformation, a huge project demanding a lot of energy and time, and it's going to take everything we've got. And we'd love to have you along for the ride. Every challenge, every triumph, every step of the way. Welcome back to Off Grid at Mount Binga. It's now January 2026 and we're back from some lovely downtime spent catching up with family, sampling some of our bunya nuts with our awesome nephew and niece Ellis and Alia, many nature walks with the boys, and taking some baby steps for future projects. This year we're going full steam ahead on the house renovation, starting right here with the veranda. So we hope you'll stick around and see what we've been up to.
Hey everyone, Saturday morning. Thought I'd give Jill the morning off and I'll come up here and tackle a few jobs. I can't sit around for too long, especially on such a beautiful day. I need to do a bit of work on this front bearer. Where they've cut the house into three, they've cut straight through it, and there's another section that's pretty minced up. So I've got some hardwood here, I've got some jacks, and I'll see if we can't get this front veranda sorted out a little bit. So what you can see here is where they've made the third cut. You can't see it the rest of the way. I mean, you can up there a little bit, but underneath they've given us a double bearer through there, and it's all stumped up, so it's sitting level now. What I've got here is a wallaby jack, or a high lift jack, whatever you want to call it. Got a piece of hardwood there, so I'm just going to bolt to the back of it and clamp it all up, make sure it's solid. Again, got another piece for here as well. We've got a fair fracture there, so I need to support that as best we can. It's not real easy taking it out completely, so we're going to leave it there, and we're going to bolt another beam to the back of it. This will help massively. To get this bearer fixed up, I've got to brace the back of it with this piece of hardwood. Before I can do that, I've just got this temporary little block here just to hold things straight for me. When you're working on your own, you've got to come up with all these extra things. You've got to think ahead. You've got to really put your mind to a job and think, how am I going to do this by myself? How am I going to lift this? There's no extra hands, so it's quite challenging sometimes. It is quite frustrating, but what I've learnt as I get older, not to get frustrated. Just go with the motions and do what you can do. This piece of hardwood that goes up underneath the house veranda here will help hold this bearer nice and strong. Here I am thinking about, how am I going to hold this up? Surely I can't hold it by myself. It's probably a good 25 to 30 kilos. I'm squatted down when I put it in, so it's not the easiest position to be in. Anyway, so I thought about cutting these two little props, and I reckon these just might do the job to help hold this bearer up while I work on getting some good screws in it. just like that. They worked really well. It's like having extra hands here. No need for my trusty wallaby jack. What a beauty. This one came from my old man. Who knows how old it is. He gifted it to me, and perfect timing. I've been using on the house a fair bit. So as I spend a bit of time pre-drilling and screwing here, checking things are straight, I guess all I can think about is, you know, what if we didn't have to cut this house into 3 pieces? None of this would have to be done. It's quite frustrating at the time. It caused a huge amount of delays when we wanted to get it transported, and it was very costly. And here I am, still working on it. But there's not much you can do, hey? You got to move on. Like I said, you got to adapt to the situation, and you just got to keep on trucking. Now we also had a little repair down the side of the veranda. This piece of flat steel here is very awkward and difficult to handle. It's quite slippery, and if you aren't balanced in the middle of it, as you can see here, it's quite awkward. So if you want to see me struggle a little bit, watch this section. Time to rethink. There's got to be an easier way. There's always an easier way. Second attempt worked well. We were able to hold it up, get the clamp on, do it up as tight as we could, and then get the second clamp on. Now it's just a matter of screwing it off as we go along. With those couple little bare repairs done, it's time to tackle everything on the veranda. We're going to tackle a bit of demo on this veranda this morning. We're changing a few things as per our plan and drawings. We have a bedroom down this end. We're not sure if we're going to half frame it up and leave it open so we have a longer veranda. That part's undecided. But in the meantime, this veranda here was originally built in. Probably not originally, it was built in at some point, and there were sleep outs out here, maybe 2 or 3, but we're going to open this up and have a veranda. So we need to sort of demo some of the old window openings and the old framework, and get everything prepped up to open this up. So let's get stuck into it for a couple of hours and I'll show you the outcome.
First up, we got to work pulling 2 of these veranda posts out. They're going to be reinstalled closer to the front of the veranda, and we'll be building a structural wall here for the back room, whatever that ends up being. As Byron said earlier, this veranda used to be built in, so there's a lot of superfluous timber now that we're ripping out. And a lot of nails. Always nails.
Everything's just hand nailed. There's no like screws. I haven't come across a screw yet.
No, other than roofing screws from the roof. Must be time to get our resident denailer out from behind the camera. With all that external excess timber removed from the outside of the veranda, we got to work on the inside walls next. There's a lot to deconstruct here. Many old wall connections from the former sleepouts, and lots of wiring that was clipped to the walls. Electrical wiring, lighting wiring, telephone wiring. Remember that? This space that Byron's working on now, this would have been an external wall originally, which then was opened up to make up that sleep out room you saw before. But we're going to enclose it again to make a small laundry. Something that doesn't look to have ever existed in this house before. So there is something new coming. So Byron's just prepping to allow him to throw a new frame up here soon.
I'm going to cut this slider out. Can you just come down and hold it, please? Oh, wow.
Screwed in there, flathead. Does that even work?
No, I'm going to put dents in it. So hard. I'm just going to make up a little temporary brace. On there, there, 1100. I'll screw it to there and there. It'll hold that up.
Yeah.
Then we can try and cut it out a different way.
After a few false starts and a new bracing for the door opening header being installed, we got back on the path to removing the door. More Jimmy bar usage, more wriggling, more teamwork. And a well-placed stomp on my behalf. And just like that, 10 minutes later, the door was free.
It's been put in so badly.
Was it?
Oh, it's terrible. It's really bad. Real dodgy. I think they do all the work themselves. There's no evidence of a carpenter. Did the other one jump and stuff. That's what the old wall was.
Yeah.
We just busted it off, you know. No cuttings, Veranda too, or we just smashed it. Alright, can you help me here please? That's supported and that's supported. Just gotta push this out. Like this. There it goes. And just snap it off. Take it this way, just keep holding it because it'll want to fall. And then you take the weight this way, back this way, ready? It's about to pop. Very close. Give it a little twist. Ready?
Yeah.
Hold on forever. Just gonna throw it.
Yeah.
Couple of good bits of hardwood there anyway. They can go back. They can go back in there and support that.
Oh yeah.
That should be 70mm again, same as the front. Perfect 70mm. These here 70mm. Yeah, that's so good. I'm gonna put them in now.
Okay. With the opening now complete and the floorboards braced from underneath, we started on attaching some new ceiling joists. When the house was cut in three, the cuts went through everything, including structural components like these existing ceiling joists and bearers. Instead of rebuilding the whole roof here, we've opted to keep the existing rafters in, to repair the cut ones with a brace, and to sheet the whole underside of the roof instead.
Climb up with that. Put it on top of the ladder. Hold it there. Yeah, I'm just going to go on that mark. See that line?
Yep.
X marks the timber.
Yep.
So it's me. Okay. Go.
Yep, I'm on. This side veranda is around 14 metres long and 2.5 metres wide, with another 7 metres of veranda across the front. Perfect. Luckily we had a fair amount of leftover pine lying around to mostly finish the job with offcuts. Some of it was a bit bowed, but the combined efforts of leverage and screws soon sorted those ones out. And even when you think you've got all the nails, there are always more. Yeah.
Hi everyone, it's a bit of a rainy day, so we're going to do a bit of work on the veranda. We've started framing out the ceiling. We're going to enclose this ceiling in with some ply and some cover strips and paint it up, only because when we had this deck cut in 3 pieces, they cut through some of the rafters. So we're going to lose that old school visual effect of having the tin exposed under the veranda. But we thought if we cover it in, we can insulate that little cavity, and then we can have a nice painted ceiling out on the deck, and less cobwebs, less fires, less maintenance. So we got that done mostly yesterday, and today we're working on fixing up some of these posts. They're all out of plumb, about 25mm or an inch in imperial. So I'm going along one by one, unscrewing them all, unbolting them, moving them over, plumbing them up, refixing them at the bottom, refixing them at the top. And now we're just going to move the couple. We've got some wall framing to go down the end to close this bedroom in, and that calls for a full wall of ply. So where I'm standing here will be probably the edge of the bedroom. We're going to put a window here, and that wall there on the veranda calls for full length ply. obviously to add to the bracing of this big veranda here. So we can't put any windows there. And then that back wall there, we're unsure on what to do yet, but we'll figure that out. We'll still need to get some framing timber and frame that up, frame this up, build this wall here, put a window in. So we can sacrifice a couple of these posts here. That's going to get built in. We're missing two. So down here, we're missing one here, one here. So I'm going to pull one from there, I'm going to pull one from there, and we're going to put our two posts back in here. Then those ones, there'll be two left over there, they can get covered up, they'll be within the wall. So I'm just going to brace this beam up. It's quite a span here. So I'll pull that post out, we don't get any extra sagging. So I'll get onto that now. That boosted it up about 10 mil.
Yeah.
And that's it, I don't want it to sag any further than it is already. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I got some screws down there holding it all together. Alright.
Do you need my help?
She's free.
Yeah, I'll hold this.
That's it.
Cool.
post now. Bloody close enough.
Wow.
I mean, it's not quite right, but it's not that far out.
Thanks for watching part 1 of the veranda restoration. Next time, Byron mixes up a special brew, I get acquainted with a wire wheel, some framing goes up, and I also get extra cozy with some earth wool. Stay tuned!